What's up, guys? Today I'm going to talk about 5 things I wish I knew as an absolute beginner in Alchemy Stars. So the first thing I wish I knew was how long it took to do a reroll. So in gacha games, it is very standard to keep rerolling your account to try and get different max star units. So in this case, the highest star tier you can get is 6 stars. So typically you will want to reroll your account to get the 6 stars that you want. Also as well, you're also going to look for a specific combination of 5 stars to complement your 6-star. So knowing how long it's going to take to do a reroll is very important. So in this case, rerolling, at least from when I am going as fast as I can, I found it takes about 5.5 minutes to start at the beginning and to make all your way to your first 10 pull. It's not too bad. It's actually fairly fast, but with number 2 coming up, it's a pretty significant deal. So number 2 here is re-rolling is difficult. So this game makes it way more difficult than your average gacha game. So there's 2 reliable ways I found to make a new account for re-rolling. The first one is you need to salt your email. So what does that mean? So basically, your email address, you need to put a period somewhere before the @ symbol. So anywhere is fine, and you can move that period around after you've used that salted email before. So you keep moving that decimal or period around your email until you run out of spaces. That way you can fully maximize your email. Also, most email services allow you to do a plus and then a number afterwards. So that's pretty helpful as well. So you could do my email +1 at gmail.com, for instance. So that's the first way you can reroll. The second way to reroll, which I did personally, is through an emulator. So basically what you need to do with an emulator is you need to create a fresh instance every single time you reroll. So once you download the game, you go through, do your polls, you need to wipe that instance, create a completely new one, and then re-download the game. Now this takes way longer than it takes for you to play the game and get to the summoning. In fact, it takes quite a bit. I didn't do the recording for the installations because it kind of depends on your download speed and such, but it does take a while to download from, let's say, the Google Play Store, and then you open up the game, and then you gotta update the game itself. So it's pretty difficult to reroll in this game. So for my recommendation, you download something like BlueStacks, you get 3 to 4 instances going, and then you just do all the pain all at once, and then you keep pulling for the units that you want. Number 3, this one I think is pretty important, is that if you're in the United States, it's going to put you on the US server. So what does that mean? So basically, US is separated from all the other servers. Basically global with all kind of the other European countries. So they have their own server. US is very oddly by itself, but I think it's very significant for a couple reasons. Number 1, the events aren't promised to be the same between the US and the global version. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a strong feeling that the US is more likely to get shafted from events than global would. Another reason is if the game starts to die far in the future. Right now, I think it's in a really good position and a healthy spot. But let's say 20, 30 years down the line, the game has to start shutting down servers. You think it's going to shut down global that has a larger population than the US version? I don't think so. They're going to shut down that US version. So there's going to be longer longevity with the global version. And if they eventually come out with PvP and such, personally, I want to be on the server that has more people. And global definitely has the bigger population. Number 4. So this game has a PC client. They don't really advertise it at all. In fact, it's not even English. So that's probably why. So there is a Reddit post kind of describing what it is and how you get it, which I will put down in the comment section below. But it's really cool. So basically, without an emulator, you can play Alchemy Star on your computer at a solid 60 frames per second. That's pretty cool. I gotta admit, the setup isn't the easiest. It's kind of a hassle as well, because you do have this language barrier that you have to get through. But once you're done with this setup, you're done. The only restrictions with this PC client is that the US server and the Taiwan server cannot use it. So another reason that the US version is kind of subpar compared to the global version. Number 5, the counter circle. So I kind of figured this because every other gacha game kind of has this mechanic here. If you're this element and you're hitting this element, you're either weak to it or you're not. In this case, you could also just be neutral and, you know, nothing special happens. But in this case, fire is going to be strong against forest. So you're going to be dealing more damage there. But they don't really explain that super well. Maybe they do it further down the line, but from my experience, I haven't seen that yet. And numbers kind of matter here. We're looking at 120% for your strong element, which is quite a bit more damage. Then we have 80% damage you're dealing to the element that you're weak against, which is pretty significant. If we're talking about bosses or really tanky units, this kind of adds up. So anyway, guys, I have basically the speed run, quote unquote. I'm going as fast as I can in this rolling session, going in the background here. So I'm going to keep this going so you guys can see the full picture of what a reroll session looks like. And then afterwards, we're going to kind of look at the polls, see what it gets. And then I'll see you after the rolls if you make it that far. Thank you for making it to the end here. I do really appreciate it. It's that time of the video where I have to do the 3 things. I asked you to like, comment, and subscribe. Only the true homies can do all 3. Are you one of them? Anyways, I'll see the real homies and everyone else in the next video. Toodles!